Hare Krishna. Just wanted to share a few thoughts from something I was hearing this morning, listening to Radhanath Swami lectures. There's a little, there's 178 of these, what's called the Amrit droplets, nectar droplets. And it's basically just like minute-long snippets of the best parts of Maharaj's classes, like the key parts where Maharaj drops the bomb type thing and says, oh, this is how you get the holy name, or this is what pleases Prabhupada, or this is what humility, these kind of things, So I was telling my wife, I was saying, I've been listening to these all morning, they're really, really good, And she says, I prefer to listen to the full class. And she says, because it depends, to that person's opinion on what the nectar of Maharaj's class is. And I was thinking, that's a really good point actually, in that sense that for everybody, for every devotee they're an individual, and how they relate to Krishna is in an individual way. So this is something we have to take into account, that although there is guidelines in our spiritual life, and there is parameters for how we can judge our advancement, how we can see the degree that we're realizing Krishna. Like, for example, Srila Prabhupada used to say that we should listen to the songs of the Vaishnavacharyas. Why? Because those pure devotees, they've expressed high devotional sentiments, pure devotional sentiments, like the songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Narottam Das Thakur, so on and so forth. Their moods expressed in these kirtans is of the highest quality. And then for that way we can see, are we experiencing that kind of Krishna consciousness, or the Shikshashtakam, Are we coming to that level of humility, that level of tolerance? So you can judge it based on that. Or Srila Prabhupada's Markini Bhagavat Dharma. Devotees are usually suggested before they go on Sankirtan, or before they do devotional setting, or in general, to read and hear that mood of Srila Prabhupada, I'm the lowest, but I simply have faith in the name of Krishna. And that these kind of things, that's the parameters that we should have. That's the mood that we should have, If we're not sure what Krishna consciousness should be like, what to feel or what to experience, then we should be able to look at that and say, that's something, But still, even within that, we will have our own unique relationship and wonderful relationship with Krishna in many of the different services and moods. What is nectar for us? Nectar may be many different things, because we apply ourselves in different services to the Lord. Although we should become expert in all the services, or we should have a good foundation in all the services, if not fully expert. And when I say services, again, meaning book distribution, japa, pujari services, preaching services, all these different kinds of things. We should have cooking, we should have a good foundation in the different kinds of devotional activities. But we will have a particular preference or speciality that we apply ourselves in more. So in that way, what we define as being the nectar out of a class, or the nectar out of a discussion, might be different. So when we're hearing these classes, we should look for what is the nectar. And I heard an amazing point actually from Janananda Goswami, and I'm thinking I haven't mentioned this already, but if I have, it's such a good point that it's worth mentioning again anyway. Where he was saying this difference between Vapu and Vani, And he was saying that even if you are in the presence of the spiritual master all the time, which is nice, of course, still hearing is the most important, because you don't take your main shelter and nectar just from staring at the spiritual master and just goggling at him and going, oh Guru Maharaj, oh there he is, oh his lotus feet, and and saying, let me serve him. That's nice, of course, that's certainly fantastically special. But the nectar is in hearing his instructions, following his words, what he tells you to do, what his mood is, how he expresses Krishna consciousness. That's the process. So even when you're with the spiritual master regularly, still you're hearing from the spiritual master. That's where the true benefit comes. So we should listen to these classes or listen to podcasts or listen to kirtans in that mood of trying to extract the nectar that we can use to elevate ourselves in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.